Hello, everybody. Thank you. This is a podcast by my dad and my uncle, and they're still unbelievably talking about music. Quite unbelievable. So I hope you enjoy it as much as we all did. It looks like they're going to start in about 14 seconds.
Hi there, welcome to another episode of BG's Broken Records. My name is Bob,
I'm Gare.
and we are here to entertain you.
Yes, indeed.
What else are we going to do?
Right.
So, Gare,
Yes.
last week I talked about those guys in Bristol, Vince and Jeremy. They do an hour.
Right.
We do 30 minutes. I think last week we were 35, 37. You know, dog walking time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I saw this one podcast called Your Band Sucks. Okay?
That's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. It catches your attention.
Sure.
The shortest one was like an hour and 15 minutes. There's one on Eminem. Okay, so for our fans in Norway, Eminem is a Detroiter, a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
wrote the song 8 Mile,
Right.
made the movie 8 Mile,
Mhm.
very, very famous in that genre. Did you like that?
Nice.
How many episodes do you think Your Band Sucks took on Eminem?
Oh boy.
4. 3 hours and 40 minutes on Your Band, on Eminem, You Suck. Now, you know they're not saying they suck. You
Right.
know they're saying the exact opposite.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's kind of like way back, the guys who take a Kiss album and they spend 3 hours.
I was just
break-
thinking about that.
That's just nauseating.
No, they would literally break down a drum fill, and you're like,
No. Now,
now listen to this lyric.
ugh,
She's worth a deuce. Then they pause, and then they start talking about she's worth a deuce. Well, you know what that means. She's worth a second screw.
so hour and 15, we're a half hour, sometimes 40 minutes. I think 30 to 60 minutes
Oh
is
yeah,
your
30 to
is your
60.
sweet spot.
Exactly.
Because sometimes with all of our kibitz,
Verbal diarrhea.
we kind of get off point.
Yeah.
I've been told.
And I've been told I talk too much
Right.
by
Yeah.
your friend.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not following. What are you talking?
So, couple things I found weird in the last week. May
Yes.
I?
Please.
Okay. I enjoy British football, English football.
Got it.
I wish the American football teams would do this. If you suck, you go to a league below. If you're good in the league below, you come up. Okay? Relegation,
sense. Sure.
promotion, right? There's a team called Burnley. Burnley's way up north. It's actually owned by a venture capital group out of Utah.
Interesting.
They are Mormon, yes. Okay. So they bought Burnley FC. I'm watching TV the other day. Burnley's on because they're doing well. They were promoted. They got relegated. They're going to get promoted again.
Got it.
And I look over because I'm watching it, I think, on a Hong Kong TV channel. Don't ask how, okay? And it shows the advertisers, and it says Detroit.
Really?
Yeah. So then around the stadium, they show all the advertisers. So if you are like, there was a TV show over there called Blackadder, which is Rowan Atkinson. Everyone knows him as Mr. Bean.
Sure.
Blackadder is one of the funniest TV shows ever created. But a company started a ladder company called Backadder.
Oh, funny.
Oh, Backladder.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Still funny.
So they show it on the screens all around the football pitch, right? And then all of a sudden I look at it, it says Detroit. Come to Detroit. Come to Detroit. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah. I'll show you a picture of it.
Oh, that's funny.
And I'm just thinking, wait a minute. Is their market north? Burnley is not the most rapturous town.
Is it kind of a industrial?
Very industrial. Kind
Okay.
of, it's not on its
So
best leg.
pretty much football is all they
Football's a
have.
big deal.
Right.
But I looked over and I'm like, Detroit.
That's awesome. I mean,
Hey, Chamber of Commerce.
who $20 to join and you get signage in the stadium.
That's right.
Hey, awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
You know that bar we went to when you were over? The Clifton.
Which one? Oh,
Good point. The Clifton, my local.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yep.
So I'm over there a couple weeks ago. I'm sitting with my neighbor and his buddy.
Okay.
His buddy lives over in the Little Venice area. No, actually, he lives in Maida Vale. So I know exactly where the guy lives. And he's on this little spot that's got a garden that's in the center of this big development,
Okay.
like classical development. He's sitting next to a buddy. Somebody comes through. Guy looks at him and he said, well, you know who that was? He goes, no, that was Chrissy Hine.
Oh, this is you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then he started telling me some of the other people who live just near him. And I was like, F and A. Could you imagine me? Oh, hey.
Hey, Chrissy, I got a question for you. So, James Honeyman Scott, how bad was his drinking problem?
Why did you use a
Yeah.
C minor
Right.
augmented ninth? And
Your vocals were a little off.
how crazy was Ray Davies? So I did bump into a podcast guy over there. So I went up to the pond. I went swimming.
Right.
Glorious day. And I look at this guy and I'm like, God, he looks familiar. He's a political commentary guy. And he does a podcast called Rock and Roll Politics. I said, hey, do you do, podcast Rock and Roll Politics? Yeah, I do. Hey, I've listened to it a few times. Shame on
funny.
me. Shame on me. I haven't listened to it in a bit. And you write for the Telegraph. That's the conservative paper. He goes, no, I write for the Guardian and the Independent, which is the complete opposite.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm going to listen to you today. And
Did you say
Have a good
you
day.
got a podcast too?
no,
And you need to write an article about us?
no. Yeah, right. Well, I probably could send him a note. He'd remember.
Buy
me.
him a beer next time.
Yeah, maybe I
Get
will.
in there.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
And Chrissy Hine has lived in London forever.
Forever.
Like-
Probably wouldn't sit when she went over there in the late 70s.
40, yeah, I was going to say minimum 40 years.
There's
isn't
so
it?
many pictures of her hanging out with, the 76 groups, the Clash and
Really?
Susie and the Banshees and all
Oh.
this stuff.
Cool.
It was hilarious.
That's funny.
Just
So Chrissy Hine comes to this bar.
Chrissy Hine lives near the guy who I was having beers with at a bar.
Oh, he's got to invite her to come to
To the
bar.
Clifton.
Right. There
Right.
you go. Okay.
Right. So we saw Herb Albert a few weeks ago.
Awesome.
Amazing.
And I just saw a clip of him sitting in Jimmy Fallon,
Okay.
the Tonight Show band, the
Okay.
Roots. And he's like, we got a special guest tonight. And he swings over. And that's when he said, I've got to tell you, he goes, your music just makes me feel great.
Okay.
And that's when I sent you that 101, that a Highway 101, whatever that tune was by Herb Albert.
Oh, yeah. The next morning, I sent my friend Gary, I've got two friends, Gary, over in London. Hey, here's a video of who I saw last night. He said, how old are you? I'm like, Gary, it's great music. Yeah, my parents liked Herb Albert. And I'm like, well, I do too.
I can't wait to go to a rock show and wear my Herb Albert concert
Dude,
shirt.
that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you for that, by the way.
Dude, that show was awesome.
In a couple of weeks, Liver Noise is back.
Right. Yeah.
We are going. Liver Noise, everybody, is in the city of Ferndale, the first suburb outside of Detroit. And they close off a large section of a street called Liver Noise. It's actually pronounced Liver Noir. Okay, but that's by the by. Right. I know, sorry. They get 12 bands and they put them on people's front porches. And
Awesome.
And you just walk around, like they may be in the guy's driveway, on a front porch. But there's this band that I've had a little communication with on Facebook. And why does everyone always get their thumbs out and do that? It's like, what?
I don't know.
I don't
my
know.
quotes in the air.
Air quotes. So I'm texting with my air texting with my thumb. So I heard this song by a local band called the Incurables. And it was freaking awesome. They have to be our age and they're rocking their ass off. They're out in Chicago right now. Doing something, playing a concert or playing a mini festival. Hey, you're going to be at Liver Noise. Yeah, we think so. Lenny's playing.
Did you talk to Carrie on Saturday?
A little bit.
Because I told him, I'm like, hey. And he's
We're
like,
going.
Yeah,
I mentioned it too.
all right. Yeah.
So
good.
probably Jim will be there. Carrie will be there. Len's going to play. He said,
Yeah.
I don't know when, but we're going to play. I like his new band, the Needmores.
Oh, that's funny.
Needmores, yeah. I saw him at Trixie's Bar in Hamtramck.
Nothing better than the Leonards, though.
Oh,
That's a
dude.
great name for a band.
He actually gave me one of their CDs It was a picture of, and I can't remember who the guy was on the cover, shoving his face, and it was almost like a fisheye picture. It was, and I mean, Lenny wrote all this shit.
Yeah.
It was freaking good.
Yeah, no, we've seen him a bunch of times. I mean, he's great.
Oh, he's a great guy. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
What?
They asked me to join.
No,
Yes.
no.
I got this junk mail in the mail. Save up to $45, limited time offer. Join the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm just glad Ludacris made it in, because if they didn't make it in on this round, I would say don't join.
If Carol Kay didn't make it in, she should have been in years ago. So Carol Kay, the bass player in the Wrecking Crew, probably played on 1,000 hit songs.
Absolutely.
1,000 songs, probably 100 hit songs. All the Beach Boys stuff was her.
Sure.
Brian Wilson wanted her, and he was a bass player.
Well, Glenn Campbell, Wrecking Crew.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't
Tommy Tedesco. and
Monkeys?
Monkeys used him.
Didn't the Monkeys want him to be a monkey?
Who, Glenn Campbell?
Yeah. Well, you want to be a monkey?
No, that was Stephen Stills. He tried out for it.
Oh,
And they turned him down. And so he said, hey, why don't you get my my next door neighbor, Peter Tork?
whoops.
And that's how, no, because they didn't want Stills.
okay.
Could you
I
imagine?
didn't know that.
Could you imagine Buffalo Springfield without
No,
Stills?
no.
With Peter Tork instead?
Who's going to wear the cowboy hat?
Right, exactly. Okay, last week we talked about items that sold.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Waltz with 5 autographs of the original members sold for $21,792. So let's take a look. Oh, I have 2 other things here that are signed. And let's just see who's more famous, right? Fleetwood Mac Rumors, signed by all 5. Signed by all 5 members. Nick's inscribed it to Mike, so I don't know who Mike is. McFleetwood, Lindsey Buckingham, Christy McVie, and John McVie.
Okay.
All letters of authenticity.
Pretty cool.
$23,300.
I'd buy that one too.
So that's $1,500 under the band.
Okay.
Okay. But that's each one had 5 signatures. So
Okay.
that's $5,000 a signature. Ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Jimi Hendrix autographed cardstock promo photo produced for Hendrix one night only at the Sport Hall in Cologne, Germany, 1969, signed in black felt tip. Jimi Hendrix autographed during the only known in-store signing of Hendrix's career at the Dumont Book and Record Shop in Cologne.
French are everywhere.
I know. 17,126.
Mm,
So Jimmy's more valuable. Yeah. I'd take the band
I'll
first.
take the band,
I'll
and
take
then
the
I'll
band
go.
first.
I'm just Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, we're going to end on this one
Okay.
because this one's funny as shit. I like this one. Sonic Youth from 1991, T-shirt, 995 pounds.
Oh, go ahead.
No. If you recognize the face of this person,
Oh,
then you need to take a long, hard look at yourself. I've just finished doing the same. Who is that?
Tracy Lords.
Tracy, I love you.
I'm embarrassed that I know that.
That's what the thing said.
Okay. All right.
That's basically what the guy said. Hey, if you know who this is, man, you got to have a long talk with yourself.
I'm embarrassed, and I was shaking my head no. And again, Sonic Youth, a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Jim loves Sonic Youth.
Dude, the Tracy Lords thing. So if anybody doesn't
That's
know the
funny.
story about Tracy Lords,
Oh,
porn star, made a ton of films.
underage.
The day she turned 18, she made one film called Tracy, I Love You. She owned the rights to it, then announced that she was underage when she did all the other ones. So all the other ones had to be basically burned.
Right.
So there was only one movie of her out there, and she owned the rights to it, which for a business deal, pretty smart.
Kind of smart.
I mean,
sure.
she's got a product.
Again, I'm still embarrassed at myself.
Yeah.
Bad gear. Bad gear.
Yeah. You sent me something the other day, and I want to
Oh,
play it.
yes.
Tell everyone what it is.
Well, we've gotten on a string here with the isolated vocals, and we started with the David Lee Roth, which is still one of the funniest
Oh
ones.
my God.
Yeah, woo! And the best Brad Delp got a lot of good feedback on that one.
Wow.
But I found another one. I'll just let you play it. But this is legit. This is good.
Oh, dude, this is a growl.
I took the put you back out of town, back to the rolling pin. I felt a little like a dying clown with a sweet orange engine. I stretched back and I hiccuped and looked back on my busy day. 11 hours in the tin pan, God, there's got to be another way. Well, who are you?
That growl.
Oh.
Holy shoot.
And that Pete Townsend background vocal, huh?
Oh my God, those guys.
Oh, that obviously Who Are You, the last Who album with the original lineup, 1978. Yeah.
Sister Disco.
Correct.
Yeah. I like that. I had that on cassette.
God, what was Moon? 33, 35? Young.
Did you ever read Full Moon, the book?
I did not.
He used to have a 8-track holder that was divided, and each division would have a different pill, and he just put his hand in and grab a handful of pills. He didn't know what the combination was and take them.
Well, they had a good interview with Daltrey on Howard a couple years ago, and they're like, Moon was on the spectrum, but back then Daltrey's like, we didn't.
You didn't know what the spectrum was.
He was just crazy. We didn't know how to. And then he would get super drunk and do something bad, and then he's like, then he would feel really bad for
mea culpa.
Couple days and come back, tell us all he was sorry, and we're like, okay, until he did it again. But he goes, yeah, he was just the most out of control person.
Well, they never would have kicked him out.
No. But he always talks about, too, and Townsend's talked about it, listen to Moon. He's got the same in every song. It's just, he's just got this patented, listen to Moon and listen to his drums. He's got a roll. I don't know, Bob, what you call it.
Well, it's a drum roll.
But
fill,
just a fill on every song, and it's just his patented thing.
Okay.
So
I heard one time they actually slowed down something that he played, and they were like, he's playing in 64s. Like, it's almost humanly impossible to play as fast as he's playing.
Most people who are that creative are a little nuts to begin with.
Could you imagine if he was in the Beatles and took over Ringo's spot?
God, why would you even say that, Bob?
Actually, though, I'm very happy that Ringo's getting some props over the last decade.
Well, and
he is. And
speaking of the Who, Zach Starkey.
Yep, Starkey.
Starkey, yeah. 30 years. We're going to kick him out. Oh, no, made a mistake. He's back in.
Nah, I think there was something to it, though.
Pete said it was a communication breakdown.
That's Led Zeppelin.
But it's like, when I first saw that, I'm like, he's been playing with them for you guys are 80, and you're gonna
start over?
Yeah, you're gonna go find a new up and coming drummer.
Shit.
God, give me a break.
I'm gonna go take the guy from Paul McCartney's band.
Yeah. Anyways, he's back in, thank God.
Yeah. So last week I mentioned our number one listened to podcast is 1974, a great year for greatest hits. So I thought, because Gary and I really weren't buying records in 74, but we were buying records in 1985.
Correct.
In 1985, and I think a lot of you will agree with us, that it was the creation, it was the foundation of the indie band, indie rock genre.
Sure.
Oh, genre. And because if you think about it, you've still got the synth stuff in 83 and maybe a little 84. Guys are still, flock of seagulling their hair.
Mm-hmm.
But then in 85.
But let's back up. The indie labels, SST, IRS.
Oh.
I mean, and that's like, that's late 70s.
Yeah, SST was 78.
Yeah,
but
that
IRS,
started.
I won't get into why it started. But what I laughed about is I looked up the top 20 indie albums, because when I typed in college radio, they said, well, there's no real college radio in 1985. Okay, all right.
Wait a minute. What was the back of Rolling Stone magazine had college radio
that
top
was
10.
good.
Dude,
that was good. I know.
Between that and the poetry in the back of Spin magazine with Madonna would write poetry, and also Henry Rollins.
Okay.
Remember?
No.
No.
I don't. Sorry. But I was looking at this, so I said, okay, let's take the indie rock bands, 20 of them,
mm-hmm.
and let's take the mainstream rock bands. And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't own one of them. Of those 40 albums, I didn't buy one.
Really?
Nope. Let's go through them, and I'll tell you. Indie rock first. No, let's do rock and roll first because the rock and roll list is okay. Here we go. 85 albums purchased. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA.
Oh, yeah. This list. All
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Purple Rain.
Nope.
Prince didn't have it. Madonna, Like a Virgin.
No, sir.
Nope. Songs from the Big Chair.
Did own that one.
Tears for Fears.
Yep.
No Jacket Required.
You know what, though? Not a bad album.
Actually, I think I have that
It's not a
downstairs.
bad
I think
album.
I inherited that one.
Okay. Oh,
Inherited. I didn't buy it.
correct. One of my closet favorites.
I know.
Bryan Adams, sure.
Reckless. Dire Straits, Brother in Arms. I might have inherited that one. Wham, Make It Big.
You're saying you don't have any Wham?
I don't have any Wham. I've drank beers in George Michael's favorite pub, but no.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, yeah.
Unforgettable Fire, you too. I had that.
Fogerty, Center Field.
No.
Private Dancer, Tina Turner. Oh, Don Henley. Building the perfect beast. Various
Beverly
artists.
Hills
Beverly Hills
Cop
Cop soundtrack. Well,
No.
you know why? Glenn Fry.
Oh,
The Heat is On.
okay. Oh, and Bob Seger just turned 80.
Yeah. Oh,
Yesterday.
yeah. Happy birthday, Mr. Seeger.
Happy birthday. All right.
She's So Unusual, Cyndi Lauper. I thought that album came out earlier.
So
than
when I
85.
saw that, so did I. Yeah, because MTV,
I thought it was like an 83.
heavy
Oh,
rotation
big time. Her and her dancing with Captain Lou Albano, the wrestling
with the rubber
manager.
bands and his. Oh my God! Kick myself
my
again.
God.
Tracy Lord. How do I?
Can't believe I remember Captain Lou Albano. Around the World in a Day, Prince, which I think is a pretty freaking good album.
A lot of his stuff is pretty good. I just didn't know.
Talking Heads,
Good album. Didn't own it, but that's a good album.
Little Creatures,
Oh.
Mellencamp Scarecrow. I'm okay with that. DeBarge,
Well, isn't DeBarge though from Grand Rapids, Michigan?
I think so.
I believe they are.
I think
Okay.
so. Oh, Aha.
Oh,
Hunting High and Low by Aha. Oh, jeez. And this one just got killed on the radio. They played it so much.
well, you know who loves
Amy Mann,
her?
Voices Carry. WDET?
No.
Andalisi?
Bob Lopp loves.
No. No.
Yep, Bob, call in. Yep. I know. I find that a little strange.
I'm going to cry. 2 songs from each album. Born in the USA, Dance in the Dark, When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, Like a Virgin, Material Girl, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Susudio, One More Night, Summer of 69 in Heaven, Money for Nothing, Walk for Life. I mean, this sounds like the top 5 all week long, or all year long. Wake Me Up Before You Go, Careless Whisper, Pride in the Name of Love, Bad's actually a good song.
It's a good tune.
The live version, I think, is
Yep.
great. Okay, I will say this about Fogerty, Centerfield. I don't love Centerfield. I like Old Man Down the Road. I don't love it, but he deserved that album. After
100%.
all that crap he went through.
And every major league ballpark plays center field.
Yep.
Smart marketing.
Same thing with Private Dancer. She deserved that album. What's Love
Yep.
got to do with it in Private Dancer? Number 12. I can't even talk about him.
No.
Yeah, skip. Axel Foley. And then I told you the heat is on. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. Girls Who Just Want to Have Fun. Raspberry Beret, Prince of the Revolution. Great
Good
song.
tune. Great tune.
Song. Oh, we forgot Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. Somebody did a redo of that song.
You're right.
I think it was like a country artist, and I think it was pretty damn good.
Well, there was also the country artist who did Tracy Chapman.
Tracy Lord?
Stop. I'm still embarrassed.
It's like I'm doing sit-ups over here. I'm laughing so hard. Okay, Talking Heads, Little Creature, and She Was, Road to Nowhere.
good.
Those aren't bad.
Overplayed, but
Yep, Scarecrow, Mellencamp, Small Town Rock to the USA, DeBarge, don't know either one, don't care. Aha, Take On Me, and they actually had a second song. I didn't know that. And Till Tuesday had a second song, Voices Carry, and Look
looking
Over
over
My Shoulder.
No idea.
Springsteen, they played the shit out.
Oh,
7 top 10 singles, 300 million sold. Brother in Arms, Dire Straits, 1 million CDs, 30 million copies.
oh yeah. I mean, you can't argue with the
No,
power of this.
you can't. 5 times platinum for ZZ Top Afterburner. Heart had one with that song These Dreams when they made the girls dress up in big hair. In excess.
Did you see what
Listen Like
Heart's
These.
doing right now?
No.
So you've got Ann Wilson, who's
Yeah.
the singer.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in a wheelchair.
No.
She's got some health issues.
Yeah.
The voice still sounds okay. It's kind of like when Phil Collins was in the chair
Dude,
for that. I'm sorry.
Ozzy's going to sing from a fucking
How-
throne.
Oh, I was gonna.
They're gonna-
There's no way he could walk out to the mic.
I think
we
he's-
talked about. This.
I think he's going to be,
they're gonna push him out on a big, or he's just gonna. Be
and they're
in
going
it.
to probably attach cables to him and let him fly like Gene Simmons.
because he can't walk. He can barely walk, man.
You got to call it a day.
And I thank you.
In Excess, Listen Like Thieves, Double Platinum,
Oh.
Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time, Alive and Kicking. I love that tune.
In Excess, I own that. That was great. Simple Mind, that was
Oops.
good. That Alive and Kicking was good.
Okay, this album, this is the best. The Cult Love, the great. I actually, for the first time, bought it, and I bought it down in Hamtramck when we went to that record fair.
okay. Phenomenal. Billy Duffy. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah,
Well, we saw him at the state.
yeah. It was okay.
It was
It-
good. I'm
it
glad we
didn't-
saw him.
It
I
didn't
mean,
kill me. And then there were some others. Okay, but what we really listened to back then was the indie rock, or the alternative, or the college radio, as Gary likes to say. So we've got a list of all these guys.
yes.
I'm going to look down this list and I'm going to point out any one that I owned. Tim by the Replacements.
All right.
That's it. Done. That's the only one I owned.
Whoa. All right. Hang on. I had Smiths, Meet Us Murder, New Order, Low Life, which had Love Vigilantes and Face Up. REM, Fables of the Reconstruction, one of the most underrated albums from REM. Can't Get There From Here, Auctioneer. Maps and Legends, great tune. I owned Prefab Sprout.
Oh my God. I can't believe.
Oh.
And Scritti Politti.
No, I didn't own that. I just was a closet fan of it. Jesus and Mary Chain, Psycho Candy.
I see. I didn't have that. I've got Darklands
Oh my God.
downstairs. I love Darklands.
Psycho Candy, we were on Hilbert.
Dude.
And they had a 30-pack of Strohs, and then Nathan came back and said, Marlboro's got a 25-pack right now. I'm like, I just bought a 30-pack of Strohs. Let's spend some tunes.
When I would come over to Hilbert and we'd sit at that bar,
Oh.
we'd play both sides of Psycho Candy
Oh,
and
yeah.
then both sides of Love. Those
Awesome.
two albums, we played the shit out of those.
Oh, well, The Cult was on here.
Water Boys, This Is the Sea,
But back to The Cult, Love, man, besides She Sells Sanctuary.
and Nirvana.
Rain,
Oh,
that whole
the whole album is great. And on this list, okay, so then we looked up, okay, what are the top 2 songs from each album? So, okay, you've got Water Boys, Prefab Sprout, Jesus and Mary Chain, Husker Du, Killing Joke, Around the World in a Day by Prince,
Killing Joke.
which made both lists.
Good band.
Yep. The Cult, The Cure had 2 on here. Suzanne Vega, they played the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Scritti Politti, Aha, so they made both. Eurythmics played the shit out of those
Well,
guys.
and do you know Kate Bush? A little nugget on her. She was scared to fly. She never toured in
never-
the U.S.
No.
Never. I don't know if she might have toured in England driving around.
Yeah.
But never came over to the U.S. to tour.
Got it.
Just thought I'd throw that out.
What I don't agree with on this list is when I look at Tim, the Replacements, Bastards of Young and Left to the Dial.
Mm-hmm.
What about Waitress in the Sky?
Oh,
That's better.
Little Mascara. I mean,
Come on.
taking a look at that.
Oh, and Jesus and Mary Chain Psycho Candy, they don't have Taste of Cindy.
when are they going to play Sidewalk? And
They just played
did. You
it.
missed it. Oh, okay. So I was going to put in a little ditty about, and Bob knows I'm a huge Replacements fan. So Bob Stinson, who died February 1995, they had to kick him out of the band. Him and Tommy Stinson were half brothers. Spin Magazine ran an article on him June 1993. The guy met him in a park in Minneapolis. It's 10 degrees. He just has a coat on. No gloves, no hat. The guy had to bring a 6-pack of Heineken for the interview.
To interview him.
Right. It's a really, really sad story for a guy who got kicked out of the Replacements. He went on and cut one album, and it was called The Bleeding Hearts was his band.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
It's just Replacements
Stuff.
continued.
Yeah. But he
Yeah.
was in the replacement, so yeah,
Correct.
go figure.
And the best part, Bastards of Young, is when they've got the line razzle dazzle. I don't know where I'm going with that. I just had to
yeah, I
throw
don't know.
that
You just
out.
had
So,
to. When you look at all these bands, we still know them nowadays.
Sure.
The Cure just toured.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were great, and their last album is phenomenal. We've talked about
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
on previous podcasts.
I've actually got the
Phenomenal.
last album. REM. Those guys, I mean, they became mainstream.
They did.
But
They
their first 5 albums,
oh,
unbelievable.
they totally jumped the shark, and I'm a big fan.
90 million records sold. And this thing says they were the key to alt rock going mainstream in the 90s. And I think that's right. Totally right. But, you know, like New Order, Blue Monday, the best selling 12-inch single of all time.
New Order was great.
Talking Heads. I mean, at this point, again, I'm looking at these bands and I'm saying they're mainstream. The Cure, REM, Prince, Talking Heads, Eurythmics for sure.
Kind of funny. Echo made the list. Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah, but a greatest hits
You're right.
from 1985.
But in this list, I just would never consider them even close to anything mainstream.
So if you look at cultural legacy, you know, if you looked at it by sales, you'd have REM, Prince, and The Cure, the most records. Cultural influence, you'd have the Smiths,
Sure.
Kate Bush, and the Talking Heads.
That blew me away, though. The REM, 90 million records
90
sold.
million. Influence on other bands, Husker Du, JMC, and New Order. Now, I talked to Theo the other day as we were driving downtown last Saturday night.
Mhm.
And he's got a friend who is one of the biggest Smiths record signature historic collectors.
Really?
The guy loves them.
Here or over
Here.
in London? Oh.
He owns the Claymore shop over in town here, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's trying to buy the first LP signed by all the guys. So I kind of looked at Theo and I said, okay, Theo, I get an all signed Beatles or a first pressing Beatles white album. First pressing Stones. I get that.
Sure.
Smiths, do you think that's going to keep its? And he's like, yes, I really do. Because I think, and according to this list, their cultural legacy, they were one of the most influential bands of that time. Hugely influential
Sure.
despite a short lifespan. Morrissey had a long solo career, no reunion, but cult status.
Well, and we talked about it on a previous podcast. The bass player just died.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
Oh, yeah.
So he can't do signatures anymore. So if you can get something that's original signatures of all 4 of them,
Right.
And Johnny Marr, saw him last year.
Yeah.
He was
Was
awesome.
great. He was great.
With James warming up that show.
Oh,
Dude,
well,
that-
no. Co-headline.
Oh, go ahead.
I did that with my thumbs. Co-headline. I didn't do air quotes.
James was that show. That whole show was awesome.
Dude, if you look up Tim Booth, he is Mr. Unbelievably Positive. It is scary.
But what a showman!
What a
He
showman.
walked out into the climbing across
Oh, yeah.
seats and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It just that was a lot of fun.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
So I owned none of the rock and roll albums,
Mhm.
and I only owned Tim because it was given to me at Christmas. So of these 40 records, at the time of their release, I owned zilch.
Looks like you got a little catch up to do here, Bob.
I think so. Maybe I should go to the Wyandotte Record Fair this weekend. What are you doing Sunday?
No, not going to Wyandotte.
Hey.
Love you, but
Hey, when are you going to actually spin a record in your basement?
well, I don't have a turntable anymore.
Why?
Well, the big flood, my Techniques
What
table,
did you have it on the floor?
kinda not on the floor, but it got wasted. The funny part about that, when I threw out, everyone had piles of crap.
Yeah.
Threw it out there, and my neighbor walks by and he goes, "Hey, I don't mean to be picking through your trash."
But can I have your
And I said,
turntable?
"Hey, it's okay." He's like, "Can I have this?" I'm like, "Of course you can, man." He goes, "Well, what I do is I take them and I part it out and I build other turntables." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So that was the one that I bought at where did I buy that? On Westnedge in Kalamazoo.
oh,
I don't even know what was there. There must have been a stereo store or something. We went there.
I'm on some thread on Facebook and somebody mentioned P Cars Electronics over on Meringue. And I was like, Oh,
Have not heard that name.
that is
in
a
for-
deep pull.
Oh,
P-Cars, they had great stuff.
yeah. I don't know if I was ever. I know exactly where it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
That I picked up my Denon receiver for that, but we're going off the rails here. 37 minutes, Gary. Your dog has walked, right? Dog walked and watered.
Dog is good.
Dog has walked and watered. Everybody, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
We truly enjoy this. We're going to come back next week with something even.
Even better.
No, could we? Is that possible?
Can we top this?
Oh my. On that note, I think we're going to take off.
All right. See ya.